The other is that humans integrate with their technology. That in fact, the power of the human is precisely the ability to integrate with the technologies that one finds. So for example, if you take an fMRI of my son and you compare it with an fMRI of me, you will find that he is wired differently than I am. He is hardwired differently in his brain. And the reason is that he has been using information technologies and network technologies for his entire life, and it has resulted in his being adapted to that particular environment. Humans adapt to their environment, and that includes the technological environment. The technological is not something that is separate from the human. It's an integral part of being human. And I think that one perhaps gets in a little bit of trouble if one separates the technology from the human, because what it does is imply a dichotomy, when in fact there's not really a dichotomy there. There's some cultures that are much better at this than Western cultures at looking at these issues. The Hindu culture, for example, which has a lot of avatars, a lot of different gods and images, but all represent a fundamental underlying unity, which is a very good way to deal with a very complex environment. And to some extent, Eastern cultures, which tend to be more accepting of an integration of human and the technical. It's an interesting question as to whether that gives those cultures a competitive advantage over the medium or long term compared to a culture like Europe or the United States, where we tend to want to draw strong lines between the human and the technological. It's an open question.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm coming from Europe, from Germany, and I have the impression that in Germany the discussion about transhumanism is not present, and what we do there is we are looking to America and we are wondering about this discussion here. And my question is, what do you both think? How relevant are these ideas and these movements? So can you maybe figure out a little bit what kind of impact do they have? Did they already influence policy programs or something like this, or maybe an amount of money which is spent for research directed, for example, to brain-computer interfaces?
Yeah, actually, I would, to my knowledge at least, you are actually mistaken about what's going on in Germany. My friend Christopher Können, who is in charge, or was very involved in articulating the views of the EU on convergent technologies, it seems to me that they are very much ahead of the game in thinking about the challenges of transhumanism. They just don't call it transhumanism, they call it under other names, primarily convergent technology. Actually, I have an essay coming out in German in a book that he is publishing. So in that sense, I would not accept that in Europe they're not interested in that. It's really more kind of American concern. Now, as far as the presence of this movement, the movement itself is small. The transhumanist movement is only about 4,500 members. The Transhumanist World Association. They are now calling themselves something else. As much as I know, they are now H+, right? This is the organization, they call themselves H+, meaning humanity plus, enhanced humanity. Their organization itself is not what's important. What's important to me is the relationship between technology and culture. In that sense, the movement, the small movement, tells you something much deeper that is going on. Beyond that, that's the third element, is how much money is spent by DARPA on those issues. The real application of all those developments is in the military. Okay, we will have soldiers who will be able to sleep every third day or something like that. They will be able to go on for 72 hours or something like that without sleep. We are already doing it. Is it good? I don't think so.
Just short, can I just mention? Well, I know Christopher Können also very well because he is a colleague of mine.
Oh, okay.
So
what's your name?
My name is Ulrich Fiedler, and I've worked at the Institute of Technology Assessment in Karlsruhe, so he is now working there.
Okay, good.
And well, the case is that, of course, there exist a lot of scientists, humanists, who reflecting on transhumanists, but as I know, to my knowledge, there are no people who are promoting transhumanism transhumanists in Europe, or maybe there's.
What about Nick Bostrom in Oxford? The main center is in Oxford.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's the one.
What do you mean
more or less
that's
one
the
method.
UK?
That's the UK. All right, that's not Europe. All right, that's not Europe.
And I would also to add that the EU, for example, has taken up this issue of it's more converging technology, what they've taken up, and they would like to turn it a little bit more in another direction, a little bit far away from the ideas of transhumanism, more in a direction, how can we change research in information technologies to deal, certain research goals. So it sounds a little bit similar, but when you're looking closer to what is